Mayday, mayday, welcoming you for another yummy update. We've seen crypto doing a bit of a nukes. Short while ago, hopefully we start to recover. I've also covered for you friends, retailers literally lining up as exit liquidity for gold, as gold hits a freaking monthly record high on the RSI indicator, which is just a measurement pretty much of this price momentum shit. So 91.5, friends. This is literally, if you're an RSI 90 reading, my gosh, watch out. On the monthly. Oh my gosh. So it doesn't mean gold's going to like drop down 9% or anything. It just means, you know, because gold doesn't do that, right? It doesn't do anything. Okay, it's the world's oldest store of value. Just going to go probably sideways for quite some time. Hopefully give some break for the cryptocurrency. You never know how it might do some like, you know, double top stuff action out here. We also saw earlier today, friends, Ivan on Tech rubbing it into the Pulse Chain community, pretty much saying to all his followers, hey, don't worry, at least you guys aren't as retardio and turbo nuked and poor as the Pulse Chain community. So that's the environment out here. Everyone's been coming out to basically just shit on us. You have Big Lenny, 1 year anniversary, friends. 1 year ago, rest in peace. Today's the 1 year anniversary of Big Lenny. He left us in October 2024. Big Lenny's a living meme. Big Lenny, friends, he said, never be a cookie cutter, all right? Never be a cookie cutter. So I'm going to light the candle in his honor as well. 1 year ago, friends. 1 year ago. One of the Del Rey misfits. One of the OGs. Okay, we're going to light the candle. I remember lighting the candle for him last year as well. He's a good character. He was a big, gentle giant. Remember Big Lenny, friends? We call him the Tom Platz of abs. Oh, man. With Big Lenny, man. Rest in peace. He was a very good man, friends. He was a very, very good. It was, like I said, gentle giant. He would always stand up for the little guy. Make sure they don't get bullied at the gym. He had a good heart. He had a good heart. Also, because it was really funny, man. He was obsessed with trannies. Yeah, it was an ongoing long series. You gotta remember, this is pre-TikTok days, pre-YouTube mainstream editing and stuff days, pre-Canva, pre all this stuff. It's just people get cameras and they just show themselves doing stuff, right? So yeah, I was obsessed with trannies. It was so funny as well. The way he would describe them and stuff. It was freaking hilarious. He used to go on these like 3-minute monologue rants about how he was so excited. He actually had a transsexual girlfriend or boyfriend. I've got the guy or girl's name. Yeah, it was the way he described it was literally I fell off my chair laughing. He's like, you know, you're seeing her beautiful hair and her lipstick and stuff, and he's like, and he's like, oh, and then you get to the downstairs department and you're like surprised. And I couldn't believe that like a 7-foot giant, this guy, I couldn't believe a man is going on camera talking like that. I just couldn't believe it. It was also heartbreaking as well because just to remind you, like he was, unfortunately, he died from liver failure at the end. His eyes started going yellow. It's actually very heartbreaking. We were all trying to get him to contact the hospital for like a year before his death as well. But he left a mark on his world. He's a living meme, man. He was a living meme. And the word delusion, friends, you got to remember, this was the early remnants of, you know how we see the autistico retardio meme today? Yeah, the Big Lenny, that personality type was special because it was he had Ziz as well, but Ziz was like, you know, really good looking Chad and stuff out here. But Big Lenny was like, I'm so delusional, I don't even need your approval. And like, I'm so like, obviously if you put me on paper, it looks like there's something wrong in the picture, but I'm just so delusional. I'm so happy anyway. I don't care. You know, it was a different approach to life because we're culture, the world was moving out of like this whole take yourself seriously type of a vibe. And now that's what we have, friends. So Big Lenny was right. Is basically foreshadowing what we see now with the Generation Z, where they celebrate being autistic. They celebrate kind of like we even have words, call yourself an incel and stuff, right? So he's going to live forever in our hearts. He always said, never be a cookie cutter. If you do something, you go 100% at it. All right. So it's definitely the crypto spirit. We simply need to go higher in price. That's my message here today. This is Ansoy. Oh man, it's kind of funny, friends. Ansoy, remember, he gets bearish and then everyone gets him bullish and he gets bullish. He buys the top of the Bitcoin thing, the local top. So it's just kind of funny, man. It doesn't matter how long you've been in the game, man. It's so easy just to get fooled by the crowd again, because like you even have Crypto Kobe, he was pushing him in. But remember, friends, total crypto is only 4 trillion. We're destined to go to 10 trillion, maybe even higher. Here's some bottles of water on a table as well. These girls, they're holding these little pudgy penguins. So I think that's the whole mainstream thing about pudgy penguins being cute and plushy and stuff out here. Here you have Dave. Stop procrastinating and accept you missed this cycle by betting on the wrong founder. So it is funny that people speak like that as well. Don't forget, friends, so that is the common theme with everyone out here. But there's just a bunch of soy boys that don't know what they're talking about, and they don't hold anything anyway. So when you see a comment like Dave, remember what he's doing is he's looking at the 35-month PMI data, and he's saying he loves soy. What he's saying is, he says, you know what? It's been raining. He's literally, friends, let's actually use a non-market analogy. It's been raining for 6 hours. And then Dave, okay, he's kissed his boyfriend on the lips, and he says, yoo-hoo, honey, I'll be back in 5 minutes. And then Dave walks outside, and he looks at the clouds. And it's been raining for literally, this is 6 hours been raining, okay? And what Dave's concluding is he goes, it's never going to stop raining. It's never, ever going to stop raining. It's going to rain forever. Okay, so what Dave then does is he says, you know what? Since it's going to rain forever, I'm going to sell my life savings of cash, and I'm actually going to buy umbrellas, because I'm going to need umbrellas for the next, 40 years for me and Dave's husband, his boyfriend. Okay? So, do you see what I mean, friends? Your conclusion about the future, you've trapped yourself. This is actually what 90% of humans do. That's what actually all of us do by default. When people see things going bad, they expect them to keep going bad. That's how we think linear. That's how humans, that's how we think. All right? And when things go good, we think it's going to keep going good. Humans, we are terrible at exponentials. And we're also terrible at mean reverting anything. We're very terrible at that. We conclude, like for example, friends, the PMI when it was up here, people were concluding JPEGs are the future, $400,000. Now, what are they concluding? Oh, it's over. You bet on the wrong founder. Okay? But you got to remember as well, friends, Dave, while he was taking some time off to kiss his boyfriend down the throat, back in 2021, he would have been saying, oh, Vitalik's the right founder. But now Vitalik looks like a soy boy cuck. So it's just a period of time. Okay? If ETH BTC goes to 0.10, Vitalik will be king again. He'll literally be king. You see? So what's just actually changing? Vitalik's not changing. The person's not changing. It's the cycle that's changing. We're just moving at different parts of the cycle. Once you understand that, you can start to make decisions that might help your future instead of damage them. So like other people want to sell lows, I want to buy or hold lows. Here is God. Could be, friends, this account is funny. It could be like a Richard Hart alt account. Funny, that's enough. When the community calls out Richard Hart, they're not calling him out to try get him to pump their bags. They're calling him out to get him to acknowledge the situation. They want the contradictions to be acknowledged, questions to be answered. They want a leader. So it's funny. We've got friends. If you understand what he's doing, the guy's not human. He's way smarter than you think. I used to think he was just an average smart guy. But he's way. Friends, Richard Hart personality. I know his mum had schizophrenia. Maybe she still does. Okay, I'm not sure if she's still with us. Okay, so apologies for that. I don't know the facts, but schizophrenia runs in his family. Schizophrenia, friends, literally it translates to fractured personality. Now, fractured personality, the way it works is, you literally have different parts of your brain. You just activate certain sections. But what if you could use that to your advantage? I mean, like Richard uses it to his advantage. He's not schizophrenic, okay? But there's something in his DNA where he can literally, that's why he's friends, he's literally the highest level marketer, okay? Because he's literally something in his head. He's got like, he can split his personalities up. Now, it might sound scary. It's like, in horror movies, yeah, you see that, or video games. But no, this is like, that's why he's such a good marketer. He can literally astral project himself out of his body and just see, hey, what's like a $35,000 a year income person thinking like? What's a really rich guy thinking about? What's the poor guy looking at the rich guy thinking like? What's the girl trying to look up to the powerful business girl, thinking like he can think like that in all these perspectives. It's literally like you can only have that if you have some sort of something in your DNA is built differently. But I've answered these questions here. I said, let me speak for Witched. Yo, market to shit. Keep building. And that's pretty much it, friends. That's not even like, no, it sounds funny, but that's it, man. Market to poop. Just keep building. It literally can't do anything. It's a PMI 49 environment when it comes to all the tokens, right? You got to remember as well, friends. So once you have some soy boys talking about, you know, founders, etc., friends, you got to remember, dude, you guys were all bending over and gagging on the banana of plasma chain up here. And now it's jumped literally 60% in a straight line. There is literally just turbo negative, massive hatred for plasma chain and the price going down at the same time. So cycles aren't changing, friends. But it's been a long time. The largest crypto KOLs are now tweeting about Hex and Richard Hart. So here's the altcoin daily brothers. I call them the Twink brothers because they blocked me. They've said Richard Hart beat the SEC. Why is Hex like it is? Why is it down 99%, pretty much, or worse? So thank you to Mr. Lupin. Good question. Funny how people hate buying cheap coins but love buying tops. Look, friends, at the end of it, I don't have any proof to this, and I don't know, but I'm assuming Richard's dumping it with alt accounts, suppressing the price so that when people get out, they're paying a massive discount to get. They're paying really low prices to sell, to leave. I'm just assuming that. Okay. If he wasn't doing it, maybe Hex would be like, I don't know, 5 cents or something. You know, but it's better to get them out here because they will be heavier later on. But I don't have any evidence of this. There's literally zero evidence. I'm totally guessing. So I just, it's a matter of faith. That's what it comes down to. Interesting news I want to share with you as well. So Polymarket has returned a 250x for investors so far. It was done at 4 million market cap. So prediction markets might be an interesting meta, friends, that keep appearing. Now, prediction markets, why they're interesting, and we got the PDI conference coming out tomorrow. PDI is like the world's first prediction market. Because why are prediction markets, friends? Why are they interesting? They're interesting because it's easy for retail to understand the bet. When you trade, okay, everything's got a different price. Plasma chain's 70 cents. Hex is like less than a cent, right? And you got the Bitcoin price, you know, 120,000. So if you're taking a long, you're like, okay, but where's my stop? Where's my exit? Now, if you learn the game, you have to figure out on the price action of the chart where you invalidate what you think is gonna keep you correct or not, right? But with prediction markets, it has all these events and it normalizes everything so that your payout is 1 or 0. Yeah, that's why it's awesome. That's what a PDI is. The payout's either $1 or 0. And so what it trades is based on what the odds are people think. So for example, Fed's decision in October, do you think it's a 25 basis point decrease? 91% yes. So if you want to buy $1 in the future, you're paying 91 cents. Will Hamas release all Israel hostages by October 10th? 1%. So 1% chance. So if you want to buy the dollar payout, costs 1 cent, but it expires soon, right? You see, will Tesla beat quarterly earnings? 73% chance, yes. So people are paying $1, they're willing to pay 73 cents for it. So it basically just opens the world for, look, let's be honest, it opens the world just like social media did to put everyone on the internet. It opens everybody to gambling on the internet. You know, just that's pretty much, I'll just say it. It allows people to just see what prediction markets look like or prices and payouts and people share portfolios and stuff over time. So we'll see if that does transform into a new meta over time, but it doesn't really have to, right? So you and I, what are we doing right now? We're in the cope mode, hoping that Bitcoin continues to move up for the rest of the year. And yeah, I'm still believing. Feels like shit, but we're still believing. Like, subscribe, belly button, and all. Catch you in the next one.